So the first thing we gotta do before we get into anything is talk about safety rules and safety tips so you all are safe. Alright, so now that we get that covered, we're going to talk about reflection of waves. So the law of reflection states that the angle of incidence equals the angle of reflection. So we're going to get into what that means real quick. So the key terms first that we need to know are reflection ray, incidence ray, angle of incidence, angle of reflection, and the normal. So I'm going to draw a quick diagram for you guys here and just explain what's going on. So say you have a mirror which represents this long line right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but a long line. So you shine a laser pointer, say, at this angle right here, and it comes in and it hits the mirror right here. From this point right here, you're going to draw a perpendicular line straight out, just like that. Alright, so the laser pointer as it comes in, this can be known as the incidence ray. So we'll label that the incidence ray. So you get your incidence ray here. The perpendicular line that you draw from the point where the incidence ray hits the medium, or the mirror in this case, but whenever the wave hits the medium, draw a perpendicular line out from that, and that's going to be called the normal. So we'll label this the normal right here. Okay, so you have your normal coming perpendicular out from where your incidence ray hits the medium, or the mirror in this case. And as soon as the incidence ray comes in, it's going to hit, and the normal comes out, you make your angle right here. And this angle is called the angle of incidence. And it's what you get, your first variable in the law of reflection is the angle of incidence. So we'll label this the angle of incidence here. Just label out the angle sign, then I, small I. That's how you can show that. So you got your normal, you got your incidence ray, and you got your angle of incidence between the two, normal and incidence. So as the line comes in, it's going to hit the mirror or the medium, and it's going to reflect out that way. So the laser is going to come in, hit the mirror, and come off. So now you've got your incidence ray, you've got your angle of incidence, and you've got your normal. But now as the laser reflects off the mirror, you're going to get what's called the reflection ray. And the reflection ray is basically just the wave that comes off the mirror or the medium. So we'll label this the reflection ray. That goes right there. Alright, so now you got your reflection ray. Now, like the angle of incidence, which forms between the normal and the incidence ray, you're going to get your angle of reflection, which forms between your reflection ray and your normal. That's going to be right about here. So we'll label that the incidence ray, which is just label that the angle sign and then small r for reflection. So you got your incidence ray now, your incidence ray, you got your angle of incidence, you got your normal, you got your angle of reflection, and you got your reflection ray. So now we've covered all the key terms, you've kind of seen what they are. Now we're going to look back to the law of reflection. So the law of reflection states that the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. So now that we know what the angle of incidence and angle of reflection are, we can come back to this diagram and really see what that means, see what the law of reflection means. So you see that after you get your normal here, which is just an invisible line, imaginary line that you create, perpendicular to the point where the incidence ray comes in, you get your normal line here, and the angle that forms between that and the incidence ray, your angle of incidence, and then you got your angle of reflection, which forms between your reflection ray and your normal. So this angle here, or your angle of incidence, is going to be equal to the same angle as, it's going to have the same value or same angle measurement as the angle of reflection, which is formed here. So let's do a quick problem real quick, see what that might look like in the problem. So say I had, say I said a laser pointer was shined into the mirror at an angle of 45 degrees, and it hits the mirror and bounces off. then that would mean, according to the law of reflection, if it asks you what would be the angle of reflection, you would know that the angle of reflection is also 45 degrees because the angle of incidence is 45 and it equals the angle of reflection. So you would write 45 degrees. So now that we've got that covered, I'm going to show you guys a quick example of what this might look like in real life. So I'm going to shine a laser pointer at a mirror. We're going to see the laser hit the mirror, and we're going to see it bounce off, and we're going to look at the angle. So why don't we come down over here? Okay, so now we're going to do the example where I'm going to take this laser pointer and I'm going to shine it into the mirror at a certain angle. And with the fog in the air, you're going to be able to see the incidence ray going into the mirror, and you're going to be able to see the reflected ray reflecting off of the mirror. So if you look here, you can see, I don't know, it's kind of tough to see on the video, but everybody else can see that as it comes in, you can see the incidence ray coming in. It's going to hit the mirror, which would be the medium, and the wave is going to hit the mirror, and you can see the other wave or the other laser shooting off that way, and that's going to be your reflected ray. So if you take this dot right here that you can see on the mirror and you just draw a straight line out, that would be your normal, and the angle right between here, so right there between the normal and this first laser ray or the incidence ray, that's going to be your angle of incidence. And then on the other side of this imaginary normal line, you take it and you make the angle here to the reflected ray going out that way, and that's going to be your angle of reflection. So this angle here, the angle of incidence, is going to be the same thing as the angle of reflection. So you can kind of see there, everybody using the fog and the laser pointer.